Losing weight actually became surprisingly very easy when I cracked the code to what I am about to tell you. Okay, so I discovered that when you implement these 4 pillars of habits and strategies when it comes to losing weight, it is an automatic recipe for success, and you will literally see the weight drop off of your body. Okay, so I talk about that in my ebook guide. You can get it down below, but let me actually discuss and go into more detail about the ebook guide. So one of the pillars in the ebook guide is intermittent fasting, and I want to go into more detail as to why I feel like people really underestimate the power of intermittent fasting, because what's essentially happening is, on a basic fundamental level, as we continue to age, as we continue to get older, as we become more sedentary due to jobs, due to just overall adult lifestyle, we don't have enough movement in our day-to-day activity that actually warrants the amount of calories that we're consuming on a daily basis in the normal American diet. So once I discovered this, I was like, okay, I love to eat, right? Who doesn't love to eat? I haven't met anybody in my life that doesn't love to eat. So I was like, I love to eat, but I literally, you guys, I looked in the mirror and I was like, I don't even recognize myself. I had gained 30 pounds. My confidence was shot. Okay. I just didn't know how to feel comfortable in my skin. None of my clothes were fitting, and it happened really abruptly. And I just had to take a step back and was like, okay, what happened? Like, why all of a sudden, right? And so people are like, well, you know, when you age, but I'm like, this is just really rapid, because I gained the 30 pounds in like, it seemed like a matter of like 6 to 8 months. And so when I really started to do my research, there's several things that I did, but intermittent fasting is one of them. So what I would do is I would stop eating. Okay. I wouldn't eat after 6 p.m. and I would just have tea the rest of the evening. I would have like a herbal tea, you know, some kind of green tea. Dandelion root tea is really, really good for helping speed up your metabolism, for weight loss. Any kind of tea of my choice with no kind of sweetener. Okay. So at the beginning, I was like, okay, if I can just start eating when I'm actually hungry. So the first time I would break my fast in the morning would be when my stomach started growling. It wasn't necessarily a time stamp. Now, later on, I started to get more strict with the time, but I was like, okay, let me work off of my natural energy. Let me just have black coffee, right? Because I actually enjoy just plain black coffee with maybe like a little bit of like cinnamon in it or something. During that time, I didn't mind just full black coffee. So I was like, okay, let me just drink black coffee and water until I feel hungry. And then when I feel hungry, I'll eat. And that meant having to get used to remembering what it felt like to actually wait until my stomach was empty and then to the growling stage. Now, always check with the medical professional, always check with your doctor. But I just feel like that makes sense. When your stomach is starting to growl, it's signaling that, okay, yeah, we're empty, we're ready to eat. And so that would typically be around like the 2-hour mark for me. So depending on, like, let's just say if I woke up at 6 a.m., my stomach would probably start growling at like 8:30. So then I would have something to eat. And then I stopped eating after 6 p.m. Now, when I really started to get the ball rolling with the intermittent fasting and starting to see results, I started to close the window, because I was like, okay, this is working. I'm starting to see that I don't necessarily have to restrict my food, like the kinds of food that I want to eat, that I love and enjoy. But I just have to have a little bit of self-discipline to just not eat when I'm not hungry, right? So I would be very strategic. I would make sure to have protein in every single meal, because you feel very satiated. So once 6 p.m. would come, I wouldn't feel the urge to want to do the midnight snacking or the midnight eating, because I had a adequate amount of protein throughout the day. You can be a vegan or you can be a meat eater. Either one, it's doable. Okay. At the time, about 9 years ago, by the way, I lost the 30 pounds and I never gained it back. Okay. So it's been 9 years now. That's why I know that this works, because I have so much time behind me now doing these same exact 4 pillars that I'm about to discuss with you. So intermittent fasting, there is different strategies and things you can do while you're within the intermittent fasting window. So not snacking in between meals is a game changer. So it's just saying, hey, look, you look yourself in the mirror, you look yourself in the reflection of your phone mirror and say, okay, I just had breakfast. I can stand to wait at minimum 3.5 hours, 3 to 4 hours before I have my next meal. I can do this. Like, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to starve. I can do this. So I got rid of the snacking in between my meals. Okay. And then having protein at every meal, and then making sure to drink water throughout the entire day. Okay. So the next pillar that I stand on business with, I completely stand on business with, is there is workouts you can do similar to the ones that I'm doing in this video, where you get the most bang for your buck when you actually do these particular workouts. So workouts like ball slams, workouts like battle ropes, and I go more into detail about those in my ebook, which you can get down in the description. So I didn't know that. I actually had to hire a master personal trainer, and he actually taught me that there was certain HIIT cardio workouts where it would be more worth your time if you only had 10, 15, 20 minutes to work out and you really wanted to lose the weight at a more rapid pace. It was these 5 to 8 different HIIT cardio workouts that were going to be the most bang for your buck. So I talk about those down below. But you guys, when you do battle ropes, okay, you are feeling it because you're working out, you're bending. Okay, so you're kind of in the squat position. So your glutes and your quads and your hamstrings, everything is getting activated. You're having to keep your core tight, and then you're moving your arms as fast as you can. And then you're having to keep your balance. So it's literally working out your entire body, and you're burning more calories per minute doing that than, like simply walking, which I am a really big advocate of walking, by the way, on like an active rest day. It's the number one thing that you can do. It's such a slept on way to lose weight if you want to go that route, which I can maybe discuss later on in the video. All right. So certain HIIT cardio workouts, if you only have 10 to 15 minutes every single day and you're trying to get into the swing of things, of wanting to really get on your journey, I want to encourage you to incorporate battle ropes and burpees into your workout routine. And again, if you want to do the exact ones that I was doing, it's down below in the description. So one of the next things that I talk about is juice cleansing. Okay, so you want to get with a medical professional, you want to get with your doctor. But when you think about it, the types of food that the standard American diet has us on, it's not really set up for us to have the correct nutrient profile that we should be having every single day. And we all have bio-individuality, right? So when I was so grateful to have met one of my old coworkers, and she actually put me on juicing. She is gorgeous. She looked 10 years younger than her age. And I was like, what are you doing? I need to do it. And she's like, girl, I do a 10-day juice cleanse every year. And then I do a 3-day juice cleanse at the beginning of every month. And I was like, I'm doing that. So when you think about it, you give your organs a break. You give your body a break. You actually allow yourself to remember what it feels like to kind of be aware of when you're extra full, right? So the juice cleanse actually a combined, right? Remember, all this stuff has to be combined together. If you just only focus on one, you're not going to really get the results that I have been able to maintain this whole time. As you can see in this video, I'm actually going to be 39 very, very, very soon, on February 2nd, which is in a week and a half. And so because of doing the combination of the things that I just discussed in this video, that's been the secret. It's not one thing only, it's all of them combined, okay? So when you do the juice cleansing, what I found was that my stomach, my gut health completely improved, and I could just feel into my body more, right? Like I think a lot of times when we eat the sugary foods, the breads, the starches, the pastas, it's all amazing and so yummy. By the way, you can still eat pasta when you're doing intermittent fasting, but we'll talk about that in a second. So, the thing is, like, when you eat that stuff all the time, you start to kind of get numbed out. Now, let me know down in the comments if you made it this far in the video. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever experienced that, where you're just like for you, you feel like eating pasta and pizza and french fries is fine, right? And then maybe you went on like a fast, or maybe you went on kind of like a healthier journey and you went back to trying to eat like that. And you're like, this is not going to work. So that's what the juicing does. It kind of resets and recalibrates the body to remember what it's supposed to be like, kind of, get to its equilibrium again is like the best way I can explain it. And then you're nourishing. So a lot of times people say juice fasting, but it's really juice nourishing. It's re-nourishing the body. So you want to think about it like that. And I know that, there's different levels that you can start out at. Like you can start out at some of the heavier juices, more of the, the pineapple juices and things like that. Like there's different juice bars. If you just type in juice bar near me, go in there and just say, hey, I want to do a cleanse, but I'm new. And where do I start? Like, what's the best way to start? So there's different levels. If you also, Creations is a really good one. If you're in Los Angeles or one of the bigger metropolitan cities, I don't know if it's everywhere, but I know for sure it's in Los Angeles, California. It's called Creations with a K. And just go in there or Google, right? You can definitely juice at home if you have a juicer. But I'm telling you, if you incorporate some kind of juice cleanse, maybe one day out of the month, right? 2 days out of the month where you just have juices all day, and then you combine it with an herbal tea that will help you digest it, because juice will back you up. So you want to make sure to have some kind of herbal tea with it. And then you just feel really refreshed. You will literally see, I'm not even kidding, you will see your skin clear up overnight. Like there's been so many times I'm like, that is an indicator that I have been eating too much sugar. I've been having too many starches, and I just haven't been nourishing my body. So it's a big deal. If you want to feel like yourself again, if you want to actually lose the weight in 2025, if you want to be able to acquire a really good regimen that, in my opinion, because I've been doing it for so long, is almost guaranteed to work if you stay at it and you combine the 4 pillars together, you will feel like yourself again. You will look in the mirror when it's just you, when you get out of the shower, and you will start to feel confident again. You'll start to have that waistline start to show again the way that you like it. You'll start to have your clothes fitting a certain way. People are going to start to look at you and say, wow, you just kind of have like this glow. Like, are you, did you get a lot of sleep last night? Like, you're going to just start to radiate, because what's happening is the way that the pillars work, because you are doing the HIIT cardio workouts, like similar to the ones that I'm doing in this video, you're sweating a lot. So when you sweat, you're getting rid of you're getting rid of toxins. When you do the juice cleanse, you're getting rid of toxins and nourishing your body at the same time. When you do intermittent fasting, you're detoxing, because you're giving your body time to actually digest the food. So the pillars are surrounded around detoxing, and so you don't want to, I think that's really been the biggest secret to actually having me be successful at the weight loss journey. Because what happens is, if I do want a pasta like once a month, twice a month, it's like I have learned how to give my body a chance to actually process the food. So if I've had a pasta, my intermittent fasting window is going to be very short the next day. And it's just one day of my life. So for example, if it's on a Friday, say I go to a birthday dinner and I get a pasta, and it's like, say it's later than I usually eat, right? Say it's at like 8 p.m. at night. And say I didn't get that much sleep because, like, say we went to dinner and then we all gathered after somewhere at a lounge or something, or someone's house, and say I'm up late, right? So the next day it becomes a fasted day. So I'll more than likely just eat once or twice that day. And again, all morning I'll just get really, really hydrated, and then I'll wait until my body actually has that growling feeling, and then I'll have something. And then more than likely it will probably be very it'll be a dish full of vegetables and maybe like some lentils and legumes. I'm vegan now. I've been plant-based for 9 years, but at the time I would have like just baked chicken and like a salad or something like the next day. And then the next day I would do the same thing. So I kind of like make up for that day, instead of just saying, okay, I quote unquote messed up, which we never want to say that. We want to say, I enjoyed eating for pleasure on that Friday at that dinner. I had a fantastic time. I bonded with my friends and my family. And then now I'm just counteracting that, right? Like, so that's how I've been able to eat pastas and pizzas and French fries. Now I eat those things very far and few between now. But back when I was in my late 20s and I had lost the 30 pounds, it wasn't because I was starving myself and it wasn't because I was depriving myself of my favorite foods. I just wouldn't then have a pizza the next day and then the next day have more pasta and then the next day have a burger and fries. And then I think that's what the rabbit hole that we fall down. It's like, okay, I'm waking up the next day, I'm craving the food again, and just have a little bit of discipline. That's it. Just a little bit of discipline to have a longer fasted morning and then eat something healthy and tasty for the next 2 to 3 days, right? So that's how you're going to get on the journey. Now, if you want to know about all 4 pillars, go ahead and get down in my description and get the ebook and read the reviews, right? I also have a main channel. It's called Ciana Singh Embody Pursuit, and see how I see all my other playlists. So I'll actually link my channel down below, my main channel, and so that way you get to know me a little bit more. So if you get it, let me know. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you to be on this journey. Like and subscribe. Catch me on the next one.